Hey, my name's Anthony.
My name's Alex.
And we are
The PTA Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the PTA Podcast. As always, don't forget, like and subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify.
What's going on, people? What's going on, Ant?
How are you, mate?
Good, bro. How are you, man?
Good, bro. Good. I'm excited for this episode because it's very different.
You're excited for every episode, Jackson.
You know what? I am. You know why? Because I've noticed and I've seen and I've been told nice things about the podcast.
You know what's mad? I've been having a lot of... I'm not going to say the boys, because these are guys that I've known just going through life over the years. But guys messaging me screenshots of them listening to our podcast on YouTube and whatnot. So it's pretty cool.
Why don't you reshare it? Put it on the... Like, what's wrong with you?
I
Do I have to tell you to do these things?
Nah, it's just like...
Just put it on your story, tag the PTA Podcast.
Listen,
boom, done.
it's not about that. I was just sharing with you.
Just reshare it, bro. It's nice to share this
But
stuff.
it's just nice
See,
to
people
know.
listen to us. All right. Before we start, I want to talk about something that I know our listeners from feedback have liked us talking about, and that's the footy. So a new
You
segment.
really want to go down this topic
Hold on,
right now, bro?
hold on.
After the weekend that you just said.
I'm gonna have to cop it. Whatever. the new segment of our podcast, at the start of every podcast, we're gonna have
It's like an NRL recap.
That's it. The NRL recap, right? So this week, who played who and who won and who lost? So Thursday.
Thursday? Who played Thursday? Let me pull it up.
Yeah, you know what? That was about
Honestly?
I thought you'd remember because you're supposed to be the footy whiz. All right, Thursday the 16th, Manly pumped North Queensland 38-6.
Yeah.
Friday the 17th,
Yep.
Canberra just beat Melbourne. I watched that game. It was a good game. 26-22.
Melbourne.
Wait, hold on. And then Panthers beat
That
Dolphins.
was a freaking weird game.
23-22.
Yep.
Warriors beat Gold Coast 28-20. Souths beat St. George 30
Hard on
points
me,
to
St.
12.
George.
Oh, you guys lost by
By
1 point to
Yeah.
Broncos. Okay, Tigers lost to Broncos 21-20.
Great game.
Roosters beat
Knights.
the Knights 38-24. And my boys, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, lost to Parramatta 38 points to 20.
Yep.
Okay. We don't have to go over every game.
No,
what
no.
was the standout game for you in the round?
The standout game was the Brisbane and Tigers game.
Of course.
No, honestly, that was a standout. That was the moment that was the game of the round for everyone. It was such an intense game between the reigning premiers versus, you can call it the up and coming team. And this isn't even me being a Tigers supporter. I think every single NRL fan out there after that game realised that the Tigers are a serious team, finally. And I think that we proved that we are a top 8 team this year.
I think you'll be a top 4 team. If you keep going, you don't have any major injuries, you keep your core team together, I think you guys will make the top 4.
Yeah, 100%. Look, man, as a faithful Tiger supporter,
I thought Panthers were going to win the grand final. Like, they didn't make it last year. So.
Yeah, I know. It's this. Honestly, this season is like so unpredictable.
Whoever turns up on the day, honestly. Yeah.
Like, okay, Tigers are doing really well. We've got a long way to go. It's only early. It's only round 8 this season. This week, there's still 19 rounds to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still a fair bit to go. Anything can happen, right? But so far, based on our performances, we're on an upwards trajectory, and hopefully, top 8, even better would
Anything
be
is
top
better
4.
than last.
Right?
What you've done already is so much better than last year, which is great.
However, everyone was saying, Brisbane are fielding their B-grade team. That's a load of bullshit. They had 10 to 11 of their premiership winning players still playing that game, specifically their halves. And we didn't verse a B-grade team. We versed a team that had a few injuries.
You versed the best team they could put out on the park, minus 3 or 4 players.
It was a great Brisbane side regardless, right? And their backups are just as good as their starters as well, right? They've got a great system.
Did they have any starters out?
They had Walsh and Carrigan and Ben Hunt.
Okay.
They're their 3 main...
Let me pause you there. Walsh and that team, they're a different team.
I know, but you know what? Watching that game, Adam Reynolds won them that game. I actually believe if
Adam
Walsh
Reynolds
was
is
there, but Adam wasn't there, we would have won that game because of what Adam did to control that game. That's how good we were.
A Brisbane team
know what
without
I mean?
Adam Reynolds is a lost team.
100%.
Because Ben Hunt can't control anything.
100%.
Right? And who's in their number 6? What's his name?
Ezra Mam.
Ezra Mam, the idiot.
He got demolished by us, bro.
He can't control anything either. Those guys are reactive players.
Yeah.
Whereas Adam Reynolds is that proactive player.
He was a masterclass,
he sets everything
man.
up. Right?
He was a masterclass.
He's got experience, Alex. He's been in the game for a very long time, man. Very long time.
And that's where, as a Tiger supporter, I was so annoyed with that game because I was like, we had our opportunities, and it was one of those ones where, how they always say in the game of NRL, it comes down to the moments.
Yeah.
There were like 2 or 3 moments that, unfortunately, we just didn't grab by the neck, and that's why we lost, right? But nonetheless, great game to walk away from. You take a lot of confidence out of it. You go into this Thursday night back at Leichhardt Oval, the 8th wonder of the world, and you were up against Canberra, and we need to make a statement against Canberra because
you're going to lose against Canberra.
No, we're not. The next this game and the next 2 games after that, Sharks and Melbourne, are very big games for us before we head into Magic Round. So what I want to talk about, though, was, and that's what I was leading to, everyone was saying you were versing a B-grade Broncos side. We really weren't. But you guys actually versed a C-grade Eagles side.
We're not talking about that. You know why we're not talking about that?
I'm going to talk about that.
Because that's not the highlight. That's not the highlight. I don't want to talk about current, what we're fucking talking about. I don't understand, okay? Every Bulldog supporter would agree with me when I say that we have players who are seasoned in a certain position like the centre role, which is it's not an easy role to play. I've played centre, I hated it. That's why I prefer to play fullback.
Yeah.
Right? And they put a second row, sometimes playing prop, sometimes playing lock.
I don't get that.
I don't know when the last time in his career he played centre.
I don't know if he ever played centre.
Maybe when he was in his junior grades.
I want to ask, obviously, because you're a Bulldog supporter, right? I know you don't follow it as much, like the NRL, as much as I do.
I am fed up. I'm so fed up.
But I've been hearing that your fans are so fed up with your coach now.
Our fans are fed up.
Not fed up. I should say fed up with him, but they're starting to lose that trust that they had in him.
You know why? Because now we're starting to show more than ever that he's actually not the one making the calls. I'm sorry, that field, that team is not coached by Seraldo. Maybe on the front it looks like it because he's the guy at the press conference. But Feel Good has way too much pull in that club.
Yeah. Right?
Because he walks around like he's God's gift to the world. And it's starting to show that he's actually losing his footy brain. Right? Because he lies blatantly on live TV countless times, right, about everything that is going on, especially the whole Lachlan Gavin thing. Fully lied about it. Everyone's facing, everyone's stupid, right? Then lied about what they did with Critter and how they refused to play Bronson Cherry in that position.
Yeah.
Right?
And the doctors.
And the whole thing was they was going to needle him, that the doctor was going to do some dry needling on him. 5 minutes, he'll be back. How can you even say that when you haven't even assessed the injury? So that was another lie, okay? On live TV, right? And Paul Gallen wanted to club that bloke in the head.
You can see his face. He was like, bro, stop talking shit.
And then the third thing is you put Kyron in the centre. You got a whole fucking week to prep for a game, and you put Kyron in centre. That's the best you got. That's the best you got.
Right. So we got a 19-man team that you filled now, right?
But bro,
6 on the bench, 13 on the field.
It's not even about that, Alex.
No, but everyone carries another outside back. So you had Jonathan Sewer, who could have played in the wing and then put Kiraz in the centres, because Kiraz has done centre before anyway.
I would have left Kiraz on the wing, put Sewer in the centres.
Either or. But
there's anyone's better than Josh Curran.
Or if you really want to go down that road, you could have put Kurt Mann in the centres.
That's worst case.
He has played centre before.
That's worst case. But anyway, so that's very frustrating for me. Then on top of that, you play a C-grade side.
Bro, they had like 3 debutants. They had people that had played like only 2 NRL games. They had their starting forward pack was people that had played less than 20 NRL games.
I have to call it for what it is. I applaud Mitchell Moses. He put a fucking masterclass on.
Oh, he did.
He won 100%. That game. He showed them why he should have stood in New South Wales number 7. He did. Or number 6 at the very least.
You know what?
He did. And he should be there with Cleary and watch them. If they do go together, they'll do very well. And the reason for that is because in a team like that, to do what he did against our full strength side, minus 1 player. And all right, Critter's our best player, but minus 1 player. Right? You can't tell me our team goes to shit because of 1 player when we've got a week to prep for it. You can't tell me that. Right? How do we shoot ourselves in both feet yet again this year? We do it to ourselves last year.
You know what I think it is, bro? I think that people, and maybe even the Bulldogs, believe that they're better than they are.
No, the Bulldogs don't believe they're better than they are. This club, the boys in that club, okay, when you hear that Critter's fighting with management, especially Feel Good, and he's not agreeing with what's going on. He's literally the heart and soul of our club.
And we know that. We know that for a fact.
He's got the heart and soul of our club. When you hear stories like that, it's only a matter of time till Critter gets out. Any team will grab him.
Yeah.
And when any team grabs him, they're going to be 10 times of a better team. You know what's going to happen to the Bulldogs? We're going to crumble all over again, and we're going to have to rebuild. And we're going to lose so much of the momentum that we built through bringing back the soul of our club, which is passion. Feel Good does not have any passion. Feel Good looks at numbers. He doesn't care about people, and he just wants to make sure that the Dogs are just losing enough games and just winning enough games to still keep him relevant. That's all he's doing.
Bro, I still believe that having Sexton and Reid Marnie there for you guys was the best thing that you could have had.
We had the complete team last year.
You really did, bro.
We had the complete team last year. We went the biggest pack, right?
You didn't know, but you don't need to be.
We went the fastest players. But fuck me, did we play like a good side, and we had each other's backs.
100%, bro.
This team I'm watching now, they're disjointed, they're broken, they have little moments, maybe 10-minute spurts of good playing. They haven't even played a full 80-minute solid game yet. Not even against Penrith was it a solid 80-minute game. They switched off
and I feel like
10 or 15-minute periods.
You know what I truly feel like, bro? And this is just talking from an NRL fan. I feel like Penrith played worse. Sorry, Penrith played really bad.
But it made us look
and
good.
Made you, and made you guys look better than what you were.
And the memes that came out about Galvin holding
Cleary
baby. And what did I tell you during the week? You said to me, bro, you guys are going to smash Parramatta. I told you, I said, we're going to lose. You said, why? I said, because when the Dogs are supposed to win, they lose. And when the Dogs are supposed to lose, for some reason, we just win. Right? I told you, we play better when the pressure's on. We don't play good when the pressure's off us. We play better.
But what does that come down to?
It comes down to two things. The psychology of the club and the players. And number two, what they actually have as their ethos behind why they do what they do.
I'm starting to feel like maybe a lot of the I don't look. I'm talking from an outside's perspective, but I feel like when I watch you guys play, a lot of the time you guys don't really know what you're trying to do.
That's what I mean. We're disjointed, yeah, because we haven't got any good leadership in our.
I'm talking from a fan of a club that has gone literally from fucking absolute rock bottom, slowly climbing their way back up. The last year and obviously the start of this season, I'm really starting to see the direction that all these players talk about as the reason why they want to sign under Benji Marshall and why they want to play for him. Because you can see the direction that they're going and the game plan and how they want to play and the style of play when it comes to their performances on the field, right? Obviously, we've only gotten better from the beginning of 2025 to the end of round 7, 2026. Then with you guys started like, I was like, bro, you guys are winning the comp. Like last year, halfway through, I was like, you guys are winning the comp 100%. And then all that khara happened with Galvin. And
ruined that season.
But you guys have only just dropped from there.
Of course, you know why? Because we've got players playing in the wrong positions.
You went from
We're getting rid of our heart and soul. Right, we're getting rid of a heart and soul and a team that played for each other. These players played for each other. Now, nobody knows whether they're safe in their position.
No, they don't.
Or they're safe in their club. Why? Because the bureaucracy is festering in our club
and
again.
The thing is that it's not even for the thing is that
there is no benefit to the club with what's happening.
No,
I feel good hides behind the fact he's trying to look after the club. He's not.
I could understand if a player in a club, say for example, I'm playing for the Bulldogs and my position is under pressure because there's a junior that's been developing in the same system that is putting pressure on my position. I get that. You need that in a club. Healthy competition. But to not feel safe in your position because you know that your GM is trying to fucking sign here, there and everywhere to bring guys from the outside in, that's when you're like, well, what fucking club am I playing for? Are we actually united like you talk about? Because your motto is loyalty.
There's no loyalty. Right? With Feel Good, there's no loyalty.
There hasn't been any loyalty at all.
What happened at Penrith?
Sexton, bro.
Look what happened at Penrith? When he left, what happened?
They went better.
They went better. They made the grand final 4 or 5 years in a
row.
No
one believes me when I say that the reason why Shane Richardson left Penrith is because he could not work with Feel Good. And it's Richardson that started everything that Penrith is now thriving off to this day. It wasn't Feel Good. Anyone that thinks it was Feel Good is the biggest load of shit.
I thought that people just don't know. People don't know what they get told. Right? You need to know rugby to the depth that we do to understand what actually happened. Right? Anyway, my game that I loved watching was the Canberra and Melbourne game. Because although it was a very close game, Canberra up, but then Melbourne came back.
Yeah.
And then Canberra got up again, then Melbourne came back. So it was tit for tat, and it was close. It went down to the wire, the last minute and a half.
It was a 4-point game, so yeah, 100%.
But the last minute and a half, Melbourne had the ball with a minute and a half to go on their line. And they had butterfingers, bro.
Yeah.
too many mistakes, and and Canberra was just.
It is
all
so
over 'em.
weird to see Melbourne sitting in 15th.
But don't forget, Alex, 2012, they lost the first 5 rounds. They lost 5 in a row, sorry.
And they won the premiership.
And
Yeah,
they won the premiership.
I know. But
do not discount a Craig Bellamy team.
I know. I never will discount a Craig Bellamy team, but I just feel like, not to say that I still feel like they're going to be in the top 8 this year 100%, and I still feel like they're a mammoth side when it comes to how
Melbourne,
well they can perform, right?
It's Melbourne. Never discount Melbourne.
But yeah, I don't know.
They'll come out this week after the spread that they're going to cop. They'll pump over their playing by 40 points. Now, round 8 coming up Thursday. Tigers and Canberra. Who do you think?
I'm going to say Tigers by 12.
I'm going to say Tigers, just Tigers. I'm not going to call points. Friday, there's 2 games on. We got
Sharks and Cowboys.
1 sec, I'm saying it. Sharks and Cowboys. Who you got?
Cowboys.
I got Cowboys because it's in Queensland. Then you got us and Broncos at Suncorp. I'm going Broncos.
I'm going Broncos too. Yeah, I'm
Then
going
on
Broncos.
Saturday, you got 3 games. St. George and Roosters at
Cut on you,
Allianz.
St. George.
Yeah, no.
Roosters.
Yeah, Roosters by like 40. Then you got in Sky Stadium in New Zealand, you got Warriors and Dolphins.
I'd go Warriors.
Warriors at home all the time. You got Amy Park, Melbourne Souths.
Only because of current form, I'd go Souths over
No,
Melbourne.
I'm going Melbourne because they're due for a fucking win.
Yep.
Sunday, you got Newcastle and Penrith. Ooh, McDonald Jones Stadium.
Again, that could go either way because both teams are really good attacking sides. I'm going to go Penrith.
I'm going to call Penrith as well. Then last one, 4 Points Park, Manly and Parramatta. Manly should win. I'm picking Manly.
You know what? I'm going to go left field and go Eels. I feel like Eels are going to come out confident after the win
They're
against
going to
the
come out
Dogs.
confident, but they're playing a Manly team that's a very different team compared to being under their old coach.
Yeah, true.
All right,
No, you know what? Yeah, I'll go Sea Eagles actually. Yeah.
That's the end of the segment, team. Now we're going to move on to the actual topic. The topic of today is one that I've been asked this question many times before, and kind of just it gets you thinking a little bit because everybody has, this ultimate version of themselves that they want to ultimately become.
Yep.
Everybody has this ideal version of themselves that they want to work at building, right? But a lot of the times, the things that we do today and right now or in the present time, we don't think about it enough with how it impacts that future version of us or the goals that we're going to be able to achieve.
Definitely.
Or the goals that we have set up for ourselves. So I guess the topic of this is the version of you that you keep letting down. All right, and this is a personal question. I'm going to let you think while I'm talking about mine because I've already thought about mine. We all have a version of ourselves that we say we want to become, but our daily actions don't actually match that. All right. Now, from my own experiences, there was many times where there are many times, and there were many times, and there probably still will be many times, where I reflect on that person that I want to become, and then a whole bunch of thoughts around the fear of change enters. This is for me. And the fear of change, the fear of people are going to say, the fear of failure, the fear of not being certain about what's going to happen, and then it impacts in a big way the actions that I do in that present time. Whether I keep working towards building the version of myself that I want to become, or whether I just go back to the old habits and just stay stagnant, which, as we both know, means getting worse.
Yeah.
Right. And so that version of me, it's like, I know what I'm capable of doing, and I'm working to do it. But at the same time, this whole thing in the back of my mind always kind of, I wouldn't say tries to distract me, but I get sidetracked, or I push things aside. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll push out an hour back. Do you get what I mean? It's the biggest reason why I haven't been able to reach that version of me that I really know I can get to. I'm getting there because I'm starting to become more disciplined with what I do with my time, and kind of set up my environment, in other words, my office, with no distractions. That's why I don't actually see my office anymore. I see my boardroom because there's nothing there except 2 blank whiteboards and a big desk with nothing on it except my laptop, right? And then I put my phone outside, do not disturb, take my watch off, and I just go bang on the work. That's helping me because that's allowing me to not get distracted, right? There's a really, really great quote that I read where it was your ability to be able to be successful or to achieve the goals you want to achieve, is all based on your ability to be able to knuckle down and get the shit done. Does that make sense? Your ability to be able to achieve your goals is all in your ability to be able to actually show enough discipline or knuckle down and get the stuff done. And the stuff is whatever needs to be done, the tasks, the calls, the uncomfortable conversations, whatever it might be. I used to avoid uncomfortable conversations, and that, again, slowed me down, right? Because it wasn't so much about the conversation. You got to understand, there's a mindset around avoiding conversations. If it's the same mindset that you have when you avoid hard tasks, right? It's the same mindset you carry when you avoid, the things that are boring to do but you don't need to be done, right? It's the same mindset you carry when you avoid confronting a colleague or somebody that I manage or that I employ around, not aligning with the culture of my team and the way that we want to have our community with what they're doing, right? It's the same mindset because you're avoiding the hard stuff. So for me, it's always been about that. But now that I think about it, I'm 34, going to be 35. Told you, I want to be semi-retired by 40. And everyone laughs at that. Bullshit. Fucking watch me. I've got 6 years. Right? 6 years. And I'm going to do it. And you know why I want to be semi-retired. It's not because I don't want to work anymore. It's because I just want to spend as much time with my kid as I can. And whatever other kids God gives me. I'm thinking right now, I've been thinking about it all day. Jess is off. Arthur's at home with her. And I'm fucking working. I could be hanging out with him. I could be. But what's the reason why I wasn't able to do that? Why do I have to work today? Because I need to make money. I need to pay the bills.
Got to provide.
But if I avoided the hard and embraced the hard and became that version of me that I know I can become, how much different would my life be?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Do you understand? See where my head goes? It always goes back to that. I could be there with no worries in my mind if I just embraced the hard 3, 4, 5 years ago and made the changes and stopped putting it to the side because I was looking at the easier stuff to do. Does that make sense? Because you ultimately always pay for your poor decisions. You always do. Whether it be financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever it is, you're always going to pay for your bad decisions in some way.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, I paid for my bad decisions because I couldn't take time off when my son was born. I worked a bit less, but I actually couldn't afford to take time off when my son was born. And I swore I'd never do that again to my wife, and I never do that again to myself because it still breaks my heart thinking about it. Right? And that's why I made sure that when we had the conversation around Nancy falling pregnant, I told you, you're taking a month off at the minimum to be with your wife and your child because you regret it if you don't. When I asked you, do you want more time than a month? You're like, no, a month's enough. So to have more if you want, it doesn't bother me. Work's always going to be there, right? He or she's going to eat, sleep, shit all day anyway for the first 5, 6, 7 weeks before they start to do stuff. Yeah. So you can easily just do the work from home.
Yeah, exactly right.
But the point is just being there, being present and enjoying it because you're never going to get that time back, right? So my biggest thing is that's what's helped. That's what goes to my mind every day. That's why I'm so disciplined now, like more than ever before, to hit the targets that I need to hit, to just follow my plan that I've set for myself and stop chopping and changing shit around because it doesn't suit me in that day because I don't feel like doing that today.
Yeah.
Right? And I did that in the past many times. Right? So I'm very disciplined now. Leave the gym at a certain time, go and train at a certain time, come back by a certain time. I filled my cup and I'm fucking energized to go. It. Right? And how much better am I with everything that needs to be done, man. Right? Then the other thing I wanted to kind of highlight as well is when you constantly make those decisions to find the easy stuff and you don't do the hard stuff that needs to be done, which actually gets you growth and provides you with the change that you ultimately want, when you feel like you're not hitting your full potential, you know what it does to your confidence, you know what it does to your motivation, you know what it does to your ability to be able to stay consistent. it actually makes them harder
Bro, so much harder.
to achieve and to maintain. Right? Your confidence drops in yourself because you're not actually going anywhere or achieving anything because you keep taking the easy way out. Number one. Number two, you actually don't believe in yourself when you say, I'm going to do this, because you keep showing yourself that you're not doing it. Number two. Number three, when you don't actually get anything done, when there's no goals being achieved, there's no motivation to keep going because you're not actually seeing any fruit from your labor. You're just seeing more labor to do.
Exactly right.
But at the same time, you're actually doing the wrong things. You can work really hard and go in the wrong direction, right? Because you can be working on the wrong things.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? This is why I'm so big on delegating now. I don't want to be doing the fucking $5 jobs anymore.
Yeah, badly.
I need to be doing the $500 jobs because that's what I'm good at. Because it's the only way that my business is going to survive and my growth is going to happen and my team's going to thrive with me. Right? I've been spending the last, 6-7 months with you and a few other of our team members doing what?
Sales training.
But leadership training.
Oh, yeah, leadership training.
Right?
Yeah.
We call it the hour of power, right? My role for you is to build you up into better leaders. And it took me a while to really embrace that because I was not confident in myself as a leader.
Yeah.
But see how it impacted everything from that thought pattern, from that decision making. I mean, that I couldn't be able to move forward in what I wanted to do because I was limited in my thinking. I was limited myself with my thinking, but then it impacts you, impacts the rest of the team. Over the last 6 or 7 months, or 6 to 8 months, I should say, how much different has the dynamic been? Because I'm spending time and investing time building good leaders.
Yeah, 100%.
In my organizations.
You can feel the difference.
Right? And how much better are you guys able to deal with anything that comes your way now?
Yeah.
Do I have to hold hands anymore?
No.
Can I go and fucking do my big shit with no worries now? See what I mean? But now it motivates me now because I can have undivided attention on the big hard task.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually now excites me, right? Because this is going to be able to change the trajectory of my life. Completely. Do you get what I mean? And it's going to allow me to look at that version of myself that I'm fucking almost there with, right? Give me another 12 months and I'm there.
Yeah.
Right? I'm looking at that bloke going, I'm fucking coming for you.
Yeah,
and when I get to you, I want to go to the next version.
Yeah.
Right? And that excites me. Do you know why? Because that next version means there's more hard shit to do. There's more stuff that I need to get better at. There's more challenges that are going to make me a better person, better leader, better brother, better husband, better father, right? Better uncle, yeah? Better son, better colleague, better leader for my business. Everything that is important to me, it'll make me better for.
Yeah, I get you.
Does that make sense? And so that's how it is for me, man. Like I really feel like this topic hits a nerve with me because I'm very aware of the way I let myself down through my poor decision making, all based around fear. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. I know I didn't do much talking there because I feel like I was one of you guys. I was just listening in and taking notes in my mind and taking a bit of advice. But I think I can relate to a lot of that as well because for myself, bro, I think the two things that, and you just said at the very end, the two things for me are probably the fear side of it and the getting distracted side. And I think I'm kind of the same in that sense with you as well. The fear side of it, I guess, comes from, for myself, just wanting to be a good provider. And I think it might be, I'm sure it is every man's fear, is not being the provider that they want to be, specifically for their wife and children. And I think for me, especially over the last 5 months, knowing that I'm going to become a father, that fear starts to kind of just play on your mind. And I don't want people to think of it as like a negative thing because I lean into it as a way to motivate me at the same time. But it does take its toll a little bit because you want to be your best. And by being your best, obviously, you know that you can be the man and the father, the husband that you want to be. But then at the same time, you're second guessing yourself at the same time. Oh, am I doing this right? Or should I do this move or that move? And then you start overthinking. And then by the end of the day comes in, you're like, fuck, what did I actually do today? Was I just second guessing myself all day? Or did I actually do things that were productive?
You have, paralysis by analysis.
Yeah, hard.
Right?
Yeah, exactly right.
That's a term that most people use when you overthink and you just you overwhelm yourself and you're like, fuck.
Like that was me last week. Last
Right.
week there were a few things going on in the background with, settling on the property and finalising stuff with council and all that type of stuff, and going back and forth with solicitors and this and that. And obviously it's a whole different world that I've never been exposed to, and
Yeah.
I'm learning all these things on the fly.
It can be quite overwhelming, yeah.
Bruh, and like, fuck me dead. By the end of, everything got, sorted out on Thursday, thank God. But by Friday, it just felt like I was mentally drained.
Because there is a lot
You know what I mean?
to manage.
And there was a lot of anxiousness and fear, and is this going to
That's-
get
that's
done?
what
And
it
da da
is,
da. And it's like, what?
The anxiousness is what drains you. Yeah.
Bro, so the fear side of it, like it gets me a little bit, and I try lean into it, but leaning into it can make me start to second guess myself a little bit as well. And they're all normal things that I guess, speaking as a man, I guess all men are gonna go through every now and then as well. And then with that, like you said, the distraction thing back in the day used to be the biggest thing for me. Like I used to be the biggest procrastinator, bro. Biggest procrastinator. Sometimes I find myself fall into that trap a little bit as well. I mainly...
Do you know why?
Go for it.
Do you know why or not?
Do I know why? I feel like I start to fall into that trap of procrastination when I feel my not so much being physically tired, but mentally tired. Right? However, you have to change habits in order to not let that take over. That's what I found in myself. So things like putting your phone away, getting away from everyone and just going, there's a lot of times on Thursday, Friday, which are my biggest admin days. You've seen me recently just going into the boardroom upstairs and just removing myself from society and just going upstairs and doing what I need to do. And I'll only come down to either eat or go get my hair cut, and then I'm back up again. Those little things, and it sounds so simple. Right? It sounds so simple. Sitting in an area that's away from someone. It is the most simplest thing, but you have no idea how beneficial it is when it comes to just getting your shit done. Right? And I feel like for me, when it came to the distraction side and the procrastination side, it literally was a matter of just putting myself in that environment of wanting to be better, wanting to do better, wanting to grow. That then allowed me to then change my habits as well. And it was a shift in mindset.
When
right?
did that shift come for you, though?
If I'm going to be very honest,
Obviously, I'm lying.
the biggest shift for me came when you went through what you had to go through last year. That was the biggest shift for me. Not for anything, not because it wasn't, and I don't want you to think it wasn't I don't want to end up like that. No,
No, I want you to fucking think like that because I don't want anyone.
no,
to end up like
100%. But it was. We've always been okay. Me and you have always been on the same idea of we want to succeed together, right? So for me, when I saw all of that occur, I was like, all right, Al, what can you do to better this situation as well? And so it was like, all right, you want to succeed with your brother? Let's go. Stop it. Let's go balls to the wall with your brother, right? And let's start doing things that you can do to also help the situation. The best way I could help the situation is grow myself so then I can grow with you so that we can grow the businesses and whatever else we do together in the future, right? That was the moment that I had the biggest shift. And then from that, it's funny, when you shift things and you start putting yourself, you start kind of reframing the way you think, a lot of good comes from it.
It does.
And the blessing I took? The blessing I took was watching you handle what you needed to handle and obviously being by your side and supporting you through it. From there, got me to shift my mindset and start focusing on ways that I can help grow our situation and better our situation and grow our businesses and become a better leader and everything else in between. It's like God knew that I was going to become a father.
Of course he does.
As well.
It's not like God knew. God did know.
Right? And so
God knows all.
it's like, I feel like he got me to witness all of that to force me to become better, because now I got a little one on the way that I need to be better for as well. You know what I mean? So it's crazy how you don't know what God's doing in the background.
That's why they say in our Christian faith, especially as Catholics, that's why we always understand that we have no power over what's to come. None. It's already been written on our forehead when our day is up. Right? What are we going to do? Do nothing to preserve our life, and hopefully we can. Like, we are not the kings and queens of our own universe. We are not the gods of our own world. We are not. And the problem with society is it's made us feel like we are. Right? Why the fuck do we sit there and we bow down and we put people as our heroes who don't even know the fuck we all care about us? But the one person that came down on this earth to die for us, to give us a chance of salvation, right? We people spit at him. Look at that piece of shit IDF soldier, what he did to the crucifix with the hammer, and he whacked the head of Jesus. Like, people in today's society, okay, don't understand the power of just being present and trusting that all your positive actions that you take and that you do in the present, which all you can control, can't control what you did, you can't control what's to come, right? All you can control is right now. People don't understand that there's a huge power in just being present and trusting that good things are going to come for you, irrespective of whether they come for you straight away or down the road.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Example me.
And that's what I mean.
3 years, right? I've been one of the most successful people in our industry, right, for the last fucking 16 years, right? I've beat every stat of every PT that's ever been laid out there, and I'm the outlier by far, right? Okay, I turned 20 grand into fucking $1 million. Not many people can do that in a bricks and mortar facility in our industry, right? Plus built a team at the same time, plus opened up 2 other companies at the same time, right? Not many people can do that, right? I did it because I wanted to challenge myself to see how big I can build the empire of the Platinum Group name, okay? Have I hit a stumble? Hell yeah.
Who doesn't, though?
But, you know, the beautiful thing is it didn't destroy me.
We grew from it.
It made me better. Exactly right. So I didn't lose sight of that version of myself, going back to our topic. I didn't lose sight of that version of myself, sorry. Because I knew that bloke, and I could see that bloke, he's gone through shit. He's gone through shit. And he's come out the other end better and stronger for it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm looking at, I can see it as clear as daylight. You don't understand what I can see right now. I can see that guy as clear as daylight. And that guy is looking back at me going, you're going to be fucking tired.
Yeah.
You're going to go through shit. People are going to fucking hate you for no reason, but they're going to hate you. Right? But just trust in the fact that when you look at your wife and you look at your son, everything's going to be fucking worth it no matter how much shit you go through. So when I'm looking at that version of that guy, it's like that photo of Jesus covering the people and he's got all the fucking knives in his back. Right? It's like that with my family. That's what that guy looks like. But he's looking up at me and he's smiling going, you got this. That's literally, I know it sounds fucking retarded, but that's literally what I'm looking at. Right? And that guy, if that invigorates me like no tomorrow. Because gone are the days, and it should never come back, where success is easy. It's not. And whoever said that is a fucking liar. It's hard. Okay? Is it simple? Yes. Is it easy though? No.
That's why I love the saying, like, nothing good comes easy. And it's so true because of the fact that when we look at anything in life, anything from going to school, right, to the working field.
Yeah.
Going to school. You want to get good grades, you got to put the work in. You got to study. You got to do well in your assignments. Got to do well in your exams, right? When you leave school, you want to make money. You got to work hard. You got to make something of yourself. You got to take risks. You got to not be scared. You got to get out of the comfortable and go into the uncomfortable. It all goes hand in hand.
It's simple, but it's not easy. Exactly right.
No, exactly right. So in order to be successful, and again, it's something that I learned from that whole situation was nothing good is going to come easy. And when you're faced, and it's something that I remind my wife, well, actually me and my wife remind ourselves of this a lot. When you're faced in a situation, you've got 2 choices. You can either react and become emotional, or you can stop and find a solution. And it's something that I've been working on within myself a lot lately. Am I going to just get frustrated and angry and kick stones? Or am I just going to stop, take a deep breath, trust in God, find a solution? Right? Because 9 times out of 10, something is happening, and I truly believe within our Christian faith, God is allowing this thing to happen because He knows that you can find the solution and you're going to become better for it. And it's almost like a test, right? He's almost saying, are you going to trust what I'm doing right now and actually become the person that I know I created you to be? Or are you just going to kick stones and moan and groan and walk away from it? What do you want? Because nothing good comes easy, right?
100%.
And that comes all the way back to what Jesus did for us, what God did for us. In order to save us, He had to go through the hard in order to show us the good. Same concept. We have to go through the hard in order to find the good. And if a lot of people in this world understood that, a lot more people in this world would be successful. Now, I don't mean successful in the sense of being millionaires. It's not about that. It's relative.
Can I pause you there?
Yeah.
This is probably another topic for another day, but on that, I don't understand why people don't like talking about money. Right? If somebody wants to determine their success for themselves as being able to make $1 million, I will applaud you and I'll high five you and I'll pat you on the back. 100%. Doesn't make you a bad person because you want to make money.
100%.
Right? This stigma around money is the biggest reason why people cry poor all the fucking time. Because nobody wants to talk about money. So therefore financial literacy goes down the drain because people are too embarrassed to talk about money because we think it's a taboo topic. It's not. It's actually a very important topic. They should talk about it more in high school.
100%.
To set these kids up when they finish high school with some kind of financial literacy so they can actually be better contributors to society with their money.
I always say to every single person, success should always include financial comfortability.
It has to.
It has to.
It has to.
Or else you aren't going to feel successful because of the fact that if you're not financially comfortable, you cannot have the freedom to do what you want to do.
Habib, if you're financially
in this day and age.
If you're financially comfortable, what are you not paying for? A mortgage
your time.
to the bank.
Well, you're not paying for your time.
You're not
either,
sitting there
though.
getting employed and trading time for money.
Exactly.
You're actually
right.
an entrepreneur. You're going out building your empire, and you're not controlled by this boss who's fucking got less qualifications than you and is just an idiot. But because he's your boss, you must listen to them.
100%.
Right? This is the problem with the way society is built today. Okay, that's why entrepreneurs find it so hard to get anywhere in this world because it's designed from the top people to make it hard for anybody to break free from that, right? We will fight to our tooth and nail, so to speak, to make sure we can build a better life for ourselves that goes against the grain when it comes to how you should work, right? Every single person I know that's employed, how's work? Fuck, bro, fuck, shit. Every single entrepreneur that I know, how was work? Stressful, but I love it.
Yeah, 100%.
Every single entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And the only time they get the shits is when somebody who's employed gives them something annoying that annoys them,
100%.
Right? And it's usually somebody that works for the council.
Yep.
Because all my mates are builders.
Yeah, literally.
Right? And they're employed by the council to do one job, make money for the council, which means doing shit that's 9 times out of 10, unfair.
100%.
And finding a grey area in an area that's actually black and white.
Yeah, and this is when I go back, when I speak to people about, success and being successful, the biggest thing I say to them is success is also defined by your freedom. Money gives you freedom. Right? Now, don't get me wrong. I that we have to rely on money so much. I personally don't like it, right? But that's the way the world is. The more you're going to sit there and moan and groan about, oh, fuck the money and...
Can I argue that?
Go for it.
The reason why people rely on money so much is because so many people live outside their needs.
Very true.
Right? So when I was talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago about cost of living and about petrol prices and this and that, and I said, okay, petrol prices are going to go up. It's going to be the new norm to be paying $3 a litre for diesel soon. It's going to be the new norm. Right? Do you have to drive your fucking $200,000 car though? Can you not go and get a 70 grand car?
Yeah.
60 grand car? Why can't your ego allow you to get a 60 grand car?
Yeah.
Why? Because of how you're going to look.
Yeah, hard up.
I said to somebody a couple of days ago, he was having a cry about petrol prices. Get a fucking hybrid. You get 1,200 kilometers in eco mode. What are you worried about? And he looked at me, he goes, I'm not getting a hybrid. I said, well, then keep
Why?
talking about all the money that you're throwing down the drain with petrol. See what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
We spend so much more than we need to spend, right? On fancy dinners, shit we don't need, right? All these fucking subscriptions that we don't even use properly. Like, at one point, Alex, I had 10 fucking different streaming apps going at once, and I cut like 3/4 of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I spending all this money on? How much money I saved in a month when I got rid of the shit I didn't need?
Bro.
Well, I trim down all the time. Every month I audit what I'm spending. Right? I deleted the Uber Eats app. Right? I deleted Uber. Right? I use that Dido, whatever it's called, the cheaper one. Right? If I use that. Right? I purposely do things to really focus on making sure that I don't need to spend on stuff I don't need. My wife and I haven't gone to a fancy dinner in I don't know how long. But you know how much fun we have, the three of us going and having a barbecue in the backyard? And then I get you and Nancy and our parents over and my in-laws are there. And we just hang out in the backyard and have a nice barbecue together. Wholesome. Is everyone fed? Yeah. Is everyone having a good time? Yeah. Did I spend fucking $1,000 on dinner?
Ready?
Nope.
Ready? So this goes back to what I said. Success is relative to the individual. I deem that as success. You know why?
100%.
Because we have...
You're just happy. It's fulfilling, you're happy, it's wholesome for you.
Exactly.
That's how
right.
we are.
Now, again, going back to it, unfortunately, being financially comfortable allows you to do stuff like that as well, right? Because it's a lot harder to enjoy that stuff when you have the weight of money on your head and you're so stressed about your financial situation.
I think it's an easier way to do that stuff because you can have dinner on a budget. Sorry, you fucking can.
100%. Oh, I'm talking about like, you're trying to fucking make ends meet and you're going to bed living day to day or week to week. You know what I mean? It's an ugly feeling. We've both been there, right?
I've been there, and the thing is, we still didn't go without though.
100%. So this is where now I say to people, your success is determined by your happiness, right? And you don't need millions of dollars to be successful. If that's what you want though, by all means, like you just said, I will applaud the fuck out of you.
Just don't cry when it gets hard.
I will applaud the fuck out of you if you make $10 million this year, brother. What an animal. Well done.
But it's not even the $10 million that I'm applauding. It's the hard work and the consistency.
Thank you.
The discipline and the shit you copped along the way
100%.
to get there.
But at the end of the day, you remain humble. You understand where you've come from, and your definition of success is going to be to someone else's, and it doesn't make you better than anyone else at the same time, right? And this is where people are getting that word success and they're blowing it out of proportion. I'm more successful than you because I made more money than you. Yeah, no worries. But are you actually happy? Right?
Yeah,
so this is where now, going back to what Ant was saying, who you surround yourself with, what you surround yourself with, what you deem successful to be, that's all going to be relative to the individual. You shouldn't be afraid to talk about money because money makes the world go round, right? And we should all be striving to be as successful as we possibly can. Why? So then we can enjoy life for what it is. That's just a fact of the matter. If you don't like the fact that having money is going to make your life easier, get the fuck over it. Because it is going to make your life easier. You know what? Being financially comfortable and not having to worry about every dollar that comes in and out of your account and going to bed having anxiety attacks about it. If you don't have that, brother, what a feeling, right? If you do have that and you don't want to do anything about it, I'm going to drop kick you, right? Because it's not fair on yourself and your loved ones to have to go through this hard time because you don't want to change.
Yeah, very true. Last question before we wrap up this episode. It actually went for a lot longer than I was hoping. Do you believe in yourself?
I do.
You've got to keep this short one because we're going on a tangent again.
100% no.
Do you believe in yourself?
Short,
yes, no.
sharp?
Yes, no. Next question. Are you proud of yourself?
I am.
Good.
I am.
Beauty. All right, team. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget, like and subscribe to YouTube and Spotify.
Thank you, people.